She started with a bowl and a dream in her hand. Mixing more than soap, she was shaping her plan. From kitchen tables to live stream glow, she taught the world how her passion could grow. It's more than bubbles, more than scent or hue. It's courage and color, it's seeing it through. From the spark of creation to a business that's true. Live Soap School, where makers break through. Where makers break through. She said, your craft is your story, don't let it fade. Build your system strong, let your purpose get paid. With every pour and every swirl, she'd say, creativity should never take your peace away. It's more than bubbles, more than scent or hue. It's courage and color, it's seeing it through. From the spark of creation to a business that's true. Live Soap School, where makers break through. Through storms and stillness, she found her way. Turned lessons to systems, night into day. Teaching makers that their hands hold more. A legacy's built when your vision soars. It's more than leather, it's legacy made. Each bar a blueprint, each story displayed. Zakia, the teacher, the flame. Live Soap School. It's more than leather, it's legacy made. Each bar a blueprint, each story displayed. Zakia, the teacher, the flame. Live Soap School. Remember the name. Remember the name.
Hello, everyone. I'm hoping that you all can hear me and see me okay. Let's see. I can hear the sound, and it doesn't look like the chat actually comes through from my restreaming platform. So I did ask that you can let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I do have Substack opened on another window so that I can actually look at your chat from there instead of depending on it. So if I'm a little bit late in responding, it's just that I'm kind of looking at 2 or 3 different screens to be able to see what this live streaming is like here on Substack. And if any of you are brand new to me, my name is Zakia Ringgold. I am an avid content creator since about 2015. Didn't start taking it seriously until about 2020. I am active on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Pinterest is primarily scheduled post. I cannot say that I am active there, but I'm also very active on YouTube. The platform that I have grown the most is YouTube, with Instagram coming in at a really quick second. And one question that I have been struggling with in terms of getting used to yet another platform, right? We have to learn it. And unfortunately, the algorithms have decided that the only content that I want to see is how to grow your Substack. Um, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing when you're trying to figure out what the tool is capable of, but that's not why I signed up for Substack. I wanted to see, is this a place that actually makes sense for the type of content that I create? I am definitely a avid content creator. I do a lot with video, and that video is demonstrating what I have evolved into a full blown business of my handmade soap making. But then I am also an avid techie. And what that means is I explore all kinds of tools, primarily SaaS. And if you don't know what SaaS is, that's software as a service. I love lifetime deals. I am very, very upset that I need to admit that I own about 450 lifetime deals of different software. And so I have been buying that software and testing and using it in my businesses for the past 7 years. So I do have quite a bit of experience with kind of picking out good tools, but then also seeing the writing on the wall when those tools don't work correctly. But what really got me started with this is that I was looking at my YouTube stats. And the interesting thing is, I schedule all of my posts, every single one of my posts. And when I schedule them, it's the same content. I do change the context a bit in terms of the caption, the title. But when I share it on YouTube versus Instagram versus Facebook versus LinkedIn, they all perform differently. And recently, the content that I've been posting, particularly on YouTube in the form of shorts, is doing really well with thousands and thousands of views that have translated into increased paychecks from YouTube. And there was a comment on the very last post that I made, or the very last short. And the individual, she said, I really love your work. Let's actually go to it so I can share it with you. I hate putting words in people. You know how people say, I get all these DMs. You don't know if they're making it up. You don't know if they're telling the truth or not. So I think the proof is often in the pudding. So let me come over to YouTube, right? And a lot of them are getting thousands of views, and this is so you can see the kind of videos that I make for the soap side or the handmade product making. If you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, make sure you do that too. I am Zakia Ringgold, same name everywhere. That's something I learned early on. You have to be consistent across social media platforms. I messed that up when I went to Instagram because I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, right? So I have Natural Soap by Zakia, Live Soap School, Handcrafted Live, Virtual Experience Design Agency. First of all, if you don't have a team the size of Gary Vee's team, you need one profile on a platform. Do not try and spread yourself thin. That's a freebie for you. But when I'm looking at this, what made me actually click the go live button for the first time was I looked at this video. I'll let you guys see that. Hopefully you can hear that. Let me know if you can hear it in the chat. No, you can't hear it. Okay, so I'll just pause it. I'm sorry. I thought you would be able to hear it. Well, that's another reason to go to my YouTube so you can hear it. But these are short videos, and if you haven't read, or I might need to share this post. I am actually a stage 3 colon cancer diagnosis. I feel like this stream is going to go everywhere, but I'm not going to go into all the details. I will make another post about it. Long story short is in June, I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. I lost my voice due to some of the treatment, and I wasn't able to create live streams. So for the first time, I was dependent on leveraging content that I had previously created. These shorts that I am now putting out on social media were created 2, 3, 4 years ago. And so, um, I'm using AI to chop them up into really short snippets. This is what I was doing for my clients before I got sick. I am still technically sick, but I'm doing better. I have one more chemo treatment coming up November the 17th. I'm actually sitting here with my pump on right now. That has to be on for 2 days. I will probably do a separate stream about that, but I just have to give you some context into why I went into creating the shorts. And I post the exact same short video on YouTube, LinkedIn. No, I don't do LinkedIn for the soap. Again, that's getting to the question of, is there a place for me here? Because LinkedIn, you're not supposed to be posting like crafty stuff. That's not professional, right? Um, but it works on YouTube. Does this type of content work on Substack? Or is it more of the techie side? Because gratefully, I am good in both sides. But um, this comment is what made me do this live stream. Backyard Country Kick Homestead. She said, "Hi, I notice all your videos are shorts. Your video on YouTube are a couple 5 months, are from a couple of 5 months. I'm guessing that's what that says. I can't find the full video on YouTube. Sorry, I don't understand why I can't find the full video. Like full videos, enjoy your work." So, this is that dichotomy. The platforms and the algorithms are telling us that this is the content that they want. This is what they want to serve up. But then you get a comment like this, and the full video is there. I now need to go in and link it. But if someone were to go to my page, view your channel, they're hard to find because many of them are live streams. So you can link it in the short, but the users on YouTube have not been trained on how to get to those associated videos. Additionally, if I go to shorts, that's all that's coming up because that's what has been posting consistently for the past 2 months now. So where the person would have to go if they go to my channel is they would have to go to live. They would have to know the title of that particular episode. And look, I haven't made soap in so long. That's a lot of scrolling that would need to happen. And so, what I'm going to do, right, to meet the users where they are, I'm going to create a short specifically to her, but for anybody else who needs that information of this is how you get to the actual video. And I will show from a linked short where you put the linked video into the caption so people can click on it when they're watching the short, but then also show how to navigate. And this navigation looks a little bit different depending on if you're looking on TV, right? Because people watch YouTubes on their on their smart televisions, if you're on a desktop, and if you're on a mobile device. So because of that, it's giving me a chance to create some instructional content. Even if people aren't interested in my soap, they may be interested in how do I find the long form of the shorts. And then it'll give me another piece of content. So I was about to do that. And I said, you still have not gone live on Substack. And this presented an opportunity for me to do just that. And I can also share, aside from the hands on creative side, I am also playing heavily with Google AI Studio. And I feel like that's probably going to be my lane here on Substack. Um, so I'll give you a little impetus. So learn handmade soap making. Live Soap School is my online portal for people to learn soap making, how to grow their handmade business online, and also shop the handmade products that we make when they become available again. And a large part of that is we have freebies and downloads for people to be able to take advantage of. The article that I had finally published here on Substack was this craft show checklist, right? And so the idea behind the craft show checklist, right? This is a lead magnet. So people use terms like lead magnets, but they don't go into a lot of detail. I'm not going to do that because you haven't asked me to. But if you ever want me, if you watch this live or you watch the recording, if there's ever anything that I mention, please feel free to put in the comments after the show or during the live. Hey, can you go into more detail? Can you show me what tool you use to make that? I am happy to come back and do that. But the idea is someone signs up for the particular craft show checklist. And then I give them two options. One is the downloadable PDF. They also can view it as a magazine, or they can they can join us in the Lather Lounge, which is my heartbeat community where we have ongoing discussions and meetups and things like that. So as I was doing this, a lead magnet is to get them in the door. You have to think about what is that next best thing that you can offer them that's worth value that they're willing to make an exchange for. So I started creating a craft show profit tracker. And as I was creating that, I was doing it in Excel at first. And then I said, well, wait a minute, this could probably be a whole system, and it has had several iterations. First, it started out as a recipe calculator. Then it started out as just tracking the cost of your ingredients. Next, it even evolved into, was this craft show worth my time? And I don't know if you ever go to vending events or craft shows or holiday markets. Those handmade makers that are there have typically paid a fee to be there. Sometimes it's as low as $25 up to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the traffic and all of that. And at the end of the day, they need to, at a minimum, break even, but more so be able to make a profit to be able to know if that event was worth their time. And so, with that in mind, I started creating these different tools that makers could use to be able to make data driven decisions, right? Start doing it as a business and not so much as a hobby. And just because you made 6 sales, was that a good day for you? Sometimes it's not the sales at the market, it's the context that you make that come back and say, I want a wholesale order, or I know a particular whoever who needs what you have. I'm digressing, but that I'm trying to give you the thought process, and there's so much to share on the thought process, but please let me know if this is helpful. So from there, you can look at I guess it's the post in Maker's Flow on Substack to see how I created that using Notebook LM. And from there, I came into Google AI Studio. And this, if you all are not using Google AI Studio, if you have an idea for an app, just a simple idea, you can type that in conversationally the same way you're using ChatGPT. And this is called vibe coding. The same way you're using ChatGPT, you can go ahead and create that for yourself and make that your own software as a service. So I'm hoping this is coming full circle. I have been buying software and lifetime deals since 2018, and it's always to scratch a particular itch. I had my own itch. One was, how could I make a studio for soap makers or product makers to be able to run their business and have a business operating system? And I did that by just having conversations with Google Studio AI. So I'll kind of go through quickly what it does. It presents a dashboard for them to quickly go to different places. Then there's different products that they can add that they make. They can set up their profile. I've embedded an AI assistant on the free tier. They get 5 credits. On the paid monthly tier, they get unlimited credits. And I may have to revisit that unlimited um, because, oh, can you all hear me? Oh, no. I can't tell if you can hear me or not. It says my mic is on. I hope I wasn't talking that whole time. Let me come on here. You can't look at your own live. Substack. I need a way to be able to look at my own live on here. Now I have to come to the desktop and yeah, okay. You can hear me. Oh, great. Okay, good, good, good. All right. Um, but then it has different things that most product makers need. Generate their a recipe if they're having trouble, if they need copy for their marketing, naming their products, an email generator. So let's say we need a nurture sequence for our lemongrass soap, which is brand new. And now I just say generate with AI, and then AI is going to generate. Oh, we can hear me on so perfect. Thank you so much, Curtis. And thank you for being here. I don't know. You guys are going to have to tell me if I'm using Substack right or suggestions. I think what I'm trying to do with this is show you all some of the things that I'm genuinely interested in and things that I could talk about all day. If you all could let me know, hey, Zakia, double down on this, that would probably be good. So after you watch this, let me know, like, hey, go that lane, go that lane. And now what it does is it created the 5 emails that can be used. This is for people that are stuck at a blank page. It also allows them to track their expenditures. So the ingredients that they buy, their recurring overhead, what they're spending at vendors, all of that is there. Their ingredients, their recipes, a batch log so they can remain in compliance with MOCRA. We have a production calendar on here for them to be able to say, okay, I have this market coming up. I need to plan to make these products by a particular day and have them packaged by another day. And craft shows. This was what started. This is the amazing thing on where AI is taking us, guys. I started here and then my imagination started saying, well, what if? Like, what if we had a way to track those expenses and be able to have full reports? Or what if every time we made a purchase for ingredients, it was tracking how much we paid? If you don't know the tariffs and all, it is crushing handmade makers because all of that is trickling down to us. And what we used to pay for olive oil has quadrupled. Coconut oil has 10x over the past year. And so being able to see that, it allows us to make better decisions. So let's say I wanted to add a show, and the show name is Pop Up uh, Pop Up Bonanza. And the date, sometimes it's a single day event, sometimes it's a multi-day. So I'm just going to say it's one day. My booth fee was $200. My travel, let's say with tolls and all of that and gas, let's say that was $80. And with mileage, it automatically does the mileage calculation. And if I had to stay overnight, I could have that in there. So when I save the show, look, I have reached my free tier limit. So maybe not today. I won't show you that part. But what it does is it tells you your estimated cost for being at that event. This tells you you need to sell at least $100 worth of products to be able to say that that was a break even event. And then where your sales come from. So if you wanted to add a sale, and I think I might be at the limit, so that may not work. So my lavender lemon bliss, I sold 10 of them at a unit price of $10. And when I save that sale, it's knowing how much was made from that. And then I can export that to CSV. We also have a content creator similar to the AI assistant, but this is specifically for social media and email. And then it helps them in the type of content to create. There's various types of content that handmade makers should be making: behind the scenes, promotional content, content that's just meant to engage, a spotlight on their products, or educational. When you have that kind of a blend, you're able to build community. Nobody wants, if you ever go into a store and they're saying, buy this, buy this, buy that, buy that. If you're doing that on your social media, most people aren't going to come back to that. So that's what this is. This also tracks inventory. So they know how much they have on hand. They can see the history of a product, so how it moves or any of their ingredients. So you're like, wait a minute, I know I brought 100 lotion bottles. Why do I only have 20? You can click on it and see the history of it, and it shows you when it was deducted. So 10 of them came from sales on the 3rd and on the 4th. So that's what that is. And then of course, finance. This is where most small business owners struggle. And I know this because I also do coaching for small businesses here in the city of Philadelphia. I work closely with the Commerce Department and several nonprofits for digital marketing and digital literacy for small business owners. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to infuse AI powered insights based on the information that they've been providing. So it eliminates the guesswork, but then it also allows them to export a profit and loss statement that they can send to an accountant to help them with, like, have a professional look at what's going on in their business. So it's telling them your overhead was 100%, 107% of revenue last month. And then it gives them targets that they could work to. Your business incurred a net loss of $10. Prioritize sales growth, right? So you made a lot of stuff, but you only made $10. What are we doing there? And then your cost of goods sold. It needs to know what you're paying for ingredients in order to help you with that. But then it also does a cash flow runway. So there was no cash coming in, but you spent $50. There was $40 that came in, and then there was more cash in and more cash out. So this business would allow a business coach, or this view would allow a business coach to be able to quickly see what's going on with a particular business, where their expenses are, and then give them some insights into how to be a bit more professional with it. So I think that's what I wanted to share with you all. Number one, I had to get that first Substack live stream done. I also wanted to get your feedback on, okay, Zakia, we heard what you like to do. Here, let me switch my scene here so I can end this on a high note. I need your feedback is why I really ultimately went live, because I couldn't answer that question of what do I want to be when I grow up on Substack? What is the type of content that the people who are choosing to follow me or subscribe, what is it that they want to see? I know my experience on Substack is I'm blown away by all of the tools that are available to creators on the platform. It is, they have really thought out a lot in terms of how to make creators have all of the tools they need for video posts, audio posts, building community, newsletters. All of that is there. The icing on the cake is that they provide you with email addresses for those people that subscribe and follow. Still aren't quite there yet with nurture sequences, but I don't want them to go too far with the nurture sequences. I do appreciate getting like notifications from the people that I subscribe to and follow. But if I start getting like these automated nurture sequences that I know is taking me through a funnel, I'm probably gonna tune it out. So I do like the intentionality of it, but I don't know what to show up as or what would be most valuable to people as they are engaging and interacting based on my skill set, right? I can't tell you how to produce a full feature film. That is not my expertise. I know a lot about live streaming. I've been doing that since the Periscope days in 2015. I understand internet marketing. I understand building a community. I know nothing about ads. So if you're somebody who knows something about ads, I think we are almost at the place where we are ready to start running paid ads. There's a few things I need to do on the website to be prepared for that. Um, Software as a service tools, lifetime deals, soap making, candle making, lotion making, shampoo and conditioner. I am a certified soap maker who has self published 4 books. The fifth book is on its way, it'll be the last one. The song that you heard at the beginning, which I will play at the end to wrap us up, is kind of like my montage for the opening for the video that will be used to promote the launch of the book. People in my community have been along with me since as early as 2016, and they've stuck around since then. So we are almost up on 11 years that I've been on a soap making journey. But in the last 5 years, it has transformed quite a bit to the tech side because that's actually my background. Before I was a soap maker, before I was an entrepreneur, I was an instructional designer and I worked at a help desk prior to that. So, understanding tools and technology and how to walk people through that, those things that feel unattainable or just too much, I have a calming way of people can say the same thing about a tool. And I'm in a mastermind every Friday and they're like, "Let's see what Zakia has to say." And they've heard the names of these tools, but it's not until I demonstrate them that they're like, "Ah, I get it now. I see how I can use that in my workflow." So I think that is a gift that I have in terms of teaching. I had just a really brutal health scare and healthcare experience that really made me think about what is it that I want my life to look like? Um, and there is a finality to all of this, right? So I don't want to just throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. I am truly looking for what you all think would be the most value. And otherwise, I'm just going to keep getting flooded with how to grow your Substack. And I don't want to just grow my Substack for the sake of growing my Substack. I want it to be impactful. I want it to be a reason why people say, yes, I want to tune in and not just another hack. Um, Hacks are very short lived. They really are. I've watched it time and time and time again. It's great for getting that initial boost. Another reason I really like Substack right now is it feels like the TikTok of 2020, the YouTube of 2009, 8. Like we're here early enough to understand the Periscope of 2015. Because I was so early on on that platform, I was able to grow rapidly. And but I don't want to just grow rapidly. It needs to be intentionally. So that's what I wanted to share. I have not left LinkedIn. Um, I'm still on LinkedIn. I'm trying to figure out what lane I want to travel, if that makes sense. I know LinkedIn is more of my technical audience, although when I do share the soap videos, they do well on there too. Um, I'm just not sure how LinkedIn fits into the bigger picture and the people I want to serve. More and more, I'm seeing that it's small business owners and creators, but I just don't know what they really need that isn't already 100% saturated. I enjoyed hearing about Google AI. It is not for the faint at heart, Lynn. I made it super simple when I say I just put in a conversation. And yes, you do. But as you begin to get more complex with it or have it building out databases that you might need, One fix will break 50 other things. But if you're persistent and you'll work through it, what I have found to be extremely helpful is I will use ChatGPT to help me create the prompt for what I'm trying to say in natural language and have it create the prompt for me to paste into Google AI Studio. AI knows how to talk to AI. ChatGPT knows how I talk. So I use those two together. So I didn't want this to be too long, but thank you both so much for being here live. Let me know. Send me a chat message. Like you can send me like a DM. You don't have to put it publicly. Let me know how this went. If you like this kind of like just speaking to the camera, kind of quickly showing some things, I can definitely do deep dives into any of the tools I use. Like I said, I have over 400 lifetime deals. If you are a small business owner, I probably have a tool I can recommend or tools that you should 100% stay away from because the founders or the software or there's something else. I can help with that too. And I don't know. I don't know what the short videos again, they are showing me something. I just don't know how it fits here on Substack. I think I have a lane with them, but I don't want to be pigeonholed in a box. Yes, I'm a soap maker, but more than a soap maker, I am a strategist for small business owners and how to leverage tech to grow online. And so if I lead with soap, I'm in the box of soap. If I lead with strategy and soap making as the undertone, that's a really unique combination. And I know I can pull that off. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here live. And what I'll do is I'll let you all hear the Legacy and Lather song. Again, this is where community comes in. I had written these lyrics when I was laying in the hospital bed. And it was because I thought about the Alexander Hamilton soundtrack. And if you don't, I'm not going to go down that Alexander Hamilton soundtrack, but there is a line that Alexander Hamilton says is, "What is a legacy? A legacy is something that you may never get to see." No, I said it wrong. What is a legacy? A legacy is planting a seed that you may never get to see. George Washington sings about history has its eyes on you. You have no control of who lives, who dies, who tells your story. And then there's other songs in there like, why do you write like you're running out of time? Fight day and night like you're running out of time. And as I heard that, I kept saying, I just want people to remember my name. I want them to remember that what I did meant something. And so I wrote the lyrics, but it wasn't until I came back to LinkedIn Live and I learned about Suno, which that has its own copyright challenges and all of that. So we may not be able to use it much longer. It's going the route of Napster at this route, but whatever. Long story short, I copied the lyrics and pasted them into Suno. And the first time I heard this song with the music and the artist, I literally cried. She does pronounce my name wrong. She says Zakia. My name is Zakia, but all AI struggle with that. And instead of live soap school, she said live soap school. It actually fits. We want soap school to live on. So I'm going to let you all hear that. And then after that, we will be going. And I look forward to hearing what you thought about the very first live. I'll talk to you soon.
She started with a bowl and a dream in her hand. Mixing more than soap, she was shaping her plan. From kitchen tables to live stream glow, she taught the world how her passion could grow. It's more than bubbles, more than scent or hue. It's courage and color, it's seeing it through. From the spark of creation to a business that's true. Live Soap School, where makers break through, where makers break through. She said, your craft is your story, don't let it fade. Build your system strong, let your purpose get paid. With every pour and every swirl, she'd say, creativity should never take your peace away. It's more than bubbles, more than scent or hue. It's courage in color, it's seeing it through. From the spark of creation to a business that's true. Live Soap School, where makers break through. Through storms and stillness, she found her way. Turned lessons to systems, night into day. Teaching makers that their hands hold more. A legacy's built when your vision soars. It's more than leather, it's legacy made. Each bar a blueprint, each story displayed. Zakia, the teacher, the flame. Live Soap School. It's more than leather, it's legacy made. Each bar a blueprint, each story displayed. Zakia, the teacher, the flame. Live Soap School. Remember the name. Remember the name.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Erica came. Hi, Erica. So glad. It feels like Cheers. Where everybody knows your name. And they're always glad you came. I know that sounds horrible as singing. That's the joy of Suno. You don't have to hear my voice singing. You can hear an AI generated voice. But Erica, we talked about a lot on this one. I am trying to get feedback from the Substack community of what is it that I'm doing when I show up here. And I shared a little bit about my YouTube shorts and Google AI Studio, Live Soap School, and all of that stuff. So after you all watch the video, if you're watching on the replay, definitely leave me a comment, send me a DM, let me know the type of content that you would want to tune into here on Substack, either in the form of written. I am 100% capable of writing newsletters. And if you do want to see the soap here or more of the tech, you let me know. But I am not going to be the one that streams on how to go viral on Substack. You all will see that that content is going to do very well. The people who post that are probably going to see massive growth over the next 6 months. But then what? Right? So, and if you are somebody who's creating content that's not that, please let me know so that I can start to subscribe to that content so I can, I don't know, bang the algorithms in the head and say, hey, this is the stuff that I want to see. So again, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday and the rest of your week. And I'll see you around on Substack. Bye, everybody.